Hi everyone, it's Vacha here from recordingstudio9.com and thanks for joining me again. This is the part 5 of series of videos that I have done on Behringer's Firepower FCA1616 audio interface, which has both USB and a FireWire connection, which is this one here. In this video, I will be hooking it up, going through all of its audio functions, all of its audio parts and some of its switches, plugging it in, and I will also gonna be plugging in a microphone, a guitar and a keyboard in its line input. Now, as I have mentioned in my previous videos about this device, it's a really great thought out device. Some of its advantages are that it has 8 analog inputs, where it's got at the front 4 combined microphone and instruments, so you can connect up to 4 microphones or combination of microphone and up to 4 guitars instruments. And at the back you have 4 line level inputs, so it's really great combinations of things. You have the volume controls at the front. The other advantage is having 2 headphone outputs and a whole heap of other LED displays. And later on, when I do connect to the laptop and run Reaper, the DAW, we're gonna test the latency settings and to see how good are the latencies and how small the delay is, whether it's usable or not. So don't go away. I have the unit now connected with a microphone, my ISK BM900 condenser microphone, which is connected to input 1 microphone, input 1 of the FCA1616. I've got my headphone connected so I can hear what's happening. Obviously I have my 48 volts engaged because this is a condenser microphone, and from the back I do have the main outputs, output 1 and 2, connected to the back of the video camera. So what you're hearing now is my voice from this microphone into the unit and from the main output going into the video. So that's what it actually sounds like with a microphone. Now you're probably wondering why my voice is coming only from the left. That's because of the routing, the audio routing system of the FCA1616. How it is actually laid out, that input 1 and 2 are assigned as left and right, and 3 and 4 assigned as left and right, respectively. Same with the line inputs at the back. Even though when you are doing a multi-channel recording, individual tracks gets recorded into your DAW, but when you are listening left and right. Now for that purpose, they have designed and added a button here. It's called mono. So when I actually click the mono button, now my voice appear in the middle, because now all of the channels, channels from 1 to 8, they're all now combined into the middle at the center, so that when you're recording, so that you, especially vocals or instruments, they might end up in the middle. Now that's one of the few drawbacks of the budget systems like the Behringer FCA1616 and similar other manufacturers with a similar range. They have that mono button to bring into the middle, because they don't support on the PC a mixing system where you are, as a driver, mixer driver system, where you are able to adjust the panning of each one of those tracks, even though you're recording individual tracks independently in your DAW. But as listening, monitoring, you don't have that option. Unlike the AudioBox 1818 VSL, which has that VSL driver mixer on your PC or on your Mac, where you can assign any of your inputs to any of your outputs, as well as any panning that you like to do. So even while you're recording, you can have your vocals in the middle, and you can have your guitars pan left and right, whichever way you like it, as well as add DSP effects. Matter of fact, 2 of them. So that's the sort of the differences between the Behringer FCA1616 and other high-end units. So by disengaging the mono, you get the left and the right. So obviously when you are recording, let's say, a stereo, and you want to hear stereo, you can disengage it and you can hear it. Even though you might have the mono switch on, like now, and you are recording, let's say, a stereo signal from like a keyboard, you will still record in stereo, but as monitoring it becomes mono. So that's one of the drawbacks. So that's what the microphone sounds like. I can engage now the low pass filter. So now my voice might sound a little bit thinner because it removed the low end of the frequencies, I think about 80 Hertz or so. Can't remember. So that's what it sounds like. And pressing the pad switch, and now my volume is gone really low. That's what the pad switch does. So if you have a very loud microphone, you can pad it down so it doesn't clip the input. So let's go ahead and plug in a guitar and see how the guitar sounds. Right, I have to stress, I am not a guitar player. I don't know how to play the guitar. So I'm just going to have a quick strum so you can actually hear a basic tone of guitar plugging in. I've got my guitar cable plugged in on channel 2. So I'm going to engage the instrument button so that it gets the right impedance for it. And I'm just going to turn the volume up. My guitar pickup's a little bit noisy, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be too noisy as I plug through. So that's the guitar, so I can actually turn the volume up a little bit more if I like. So that's what the guitar actually sounds like. So it's nice and clean. You can still engage the low cut, so that when you've got the rhythm guitar, you actually get oh, a little bit too loud. Sorry about that. So when you got the rhythm guitar, something like that, you can get rid of some of the muddiness at the low end. Obviously, you got a bass guitar, you probably don't want to engage that, so that you can. So that's what it sounds like. So let's engage the low cut and play the low strings. Okay, so that's the guitar input, the instrument input. I have my Korg PA3X musical keyboard connected, patched through to the back of line 5 and 6 of the Behringer FCA1616. So I'm just going to play something and we'll be able to hear it, and the signal should appear here with the LEDs. So we'll find out what sort of levels and what sort of quality are the line inputs. Okay, so that's what we're hearing is obviously the mono, because I've got the mono switch on. So let's disengage that so we can actually hear it in stereo. So it's not bad. Oh, my microphone gone to the left again. So the quality is not bad. It's nice and clear and crisp as you would expect from it. Obviously there's no knobs and volume control to turn it down. As I mentioned, we need to turn it down from the actual instrument. So I'll stop it. It's not a bad quality of the sound, but one thing I have noticed that I had to actually put the volume of my keyboard pretty much all the way up to get enough signal coming in. Usually when I'm recording with another device like either the Behringer Zenix Q502 that you all know about, or my AudioBox 1818 VSL, usually the volumes are halfway through and halfway on my keyboard master volume. Where in this case, because we don't have any input volume control and we don't actually have any volume control within the device controller of FCA1616 on my PC, I actually had to turn the volume up. So it looks like the input of the line are less sensitive than some of the other audio interfaces that I know of. So that concludes pretty much all of the inputs that I've got it going. I've got the microphone and I had the guitar and the line inputs. So the next thing I'll be doing is heading on to the PC, firing up Reaper DAW and doing some recording with the microphone and possibly with some of the music and see how they all sound and try to record maybe 3 tracks at the same time, just to give you an idea of how it actually done. We will look at the latency as well at the same time.